would be there with my gear to do my music, and people would be like, is Devin gonna be here? I'm like, who's Devin? And like, I didn't know male Devin, female Devin, I don't know. I just kept hearing about this Devin. And one day I'm at the Cornville Farmers Market with the band, and we're there no, it wasn't the band, it was me and one other girl. We're just there to sing songs together, and somebody comes up and they go, Devin's here. And I'm like, Devin's here? And they're like, are you gonna let her sing? I was like, yeah, like tell her to come sing. It's not like she shows up like, I'm here to take over your microphone. Like, is there a microphone in here? I'm gonna sing on it. Like, she was totally like, oh, no. You're here doing your own thing. I'm not here to perform. But I really wanted to give you the mic because I really wanted to hear the famous Devin. And honestly, isn't she just like the most incredible songbird you've ever heard in your life? Give her a round of applause, please.
Devin!
I want to sing like you when I grow up. Oh, thank you for being here too, by the way. Because it's like, vulnerable. Oh man, thank you guys for being here. So, one of the things I kind of think about sometimes is art, because I'm a weirdo and I do artsy, weird things, right? And all the songs that you just sang came from somewhere. And it's like, whoa, those are some hardcore feelings that were had at some point. And somebody took these hardcore feelings and they were like, I'm tired of having these feelings inside of me. It's painful. I don't like it. I would like to do something with it. And they made songs. And I think that's just about the coolest thing the coolest thing you can do with feelings is to go make a song out of it. Like, that's actually, like some people, like, they hurt people, they road rage. I think songs are way better. And I have this idea in my head. I grew up in kind of like a religious household where we talked about things like atonement and, just generally transmuting yourself as a human being, right? Like, I might be like one way, but I have the potential to be better, right? And one of the cool things that occurred to me one day was like, I'm like, look what we do. We take all this tragedy, like true, honest to God, horrible tragedies, and we make stories, not just songs, but we write stories, and we just put it on a stage. And it's like we gave it to Thespis, the Greek god of theater, and he can just atone it and go, there, I bless it, it's art now. You don't have to have those feelings inside of you anymore. We can make it theater now. We can make it a drama. We can make it a comedy and laugh at it. Whatever it is, it's okay. We can make it some art. And I love that. Thank you. Oh, it's a thought anyway. Well, what else was I going to talk about? No, but really, I was talking to somebody with someone else that was on my mind. And this is a bit that was only just written in my head in the car on the way here, and it's not actually a bit, so it's just to write my life like all my bits are. Everything that I ever talk about is just some weird thing that happened to me in real life. And as soon as I made, it was 2015 or 16, when I told my then husband at the time, well, listen, I know we have a successful business, and everything's going great, but I've decided I'm going to give up regular life, and I'm going to start being a stand-up comedian on the side sometimes. And I think that's a really good idea. Is this cutting in and out? It is, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit?
Every now and then. Use that one.
Oh,
Let me do it.
oh, just kidding.
Let me fix it up for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This one? Oh, this one. Okay, so I can't walk around, but wow, what a better light. Holy cow, that sounds incredible. And I have to practice trying to be able to talk while I hold still, and it's like, oh, I can't really do it. I'm going to be like going in all directions all around the microphone the whole time, I'm pretty sure. I got to step so I can like step up and do like some step aerobics while I'm talking to you. This is pretty good. I like this. Is it? Are we still live? You got it? Hi, live. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook. Hello to everybody
going to become a stand-up comedian.
Oh, yes. Having tell my spouse that I'm quitting regular life. And I did, and that was a cool thing. So, turns out there's nobody in charge of anything, and you can do whatever you want. I did not have to get a license for this. I didn't have to stand in line anywhere, and not one government agency. So we've yet to have to get a free speech license. Oh. Wow, I miss this. Didn't you guys miss, people? That was crazy. So here's something that happened with the pandemic. You guys know what Waldorf schools are? Just nod if you've heard of it. Okay, so my kids were at this really cool Hippie Waldorf school, which is a wonderful place to put your kids if you need to put them in school. Because we'd already quit public schools by this point. And they do this cool thing where they had different color themes for days of the week. So like Purple Monday, Red Tuesday, Yellow Wednesday. And I heard about this. So the pandemic hits, and I go on the infinite spring break with my kids, right? And what do we have? Like, what used to give us our schedule was school. And so we got up in time to go to school, and then I went to go pick them up in time to get them up from school. And then our entire evening life was based on school. But when we went on the spring break that never ended, we had the days of the week, right? So my kids were in this Waldorf school where they used to do these different colors on the days of the week. And then I found out that those colors came from someplace. They came from planetary correspondences for days of the week, and I had never heard of this before. If you speak Spanish, you already know that. For example, Martes, Mars Day. Tuesday is Mars Day. Miércoles, Mercury Day. Okay, that's Wednesday. And now, I find myself all of a sudden, 2 years later, I throw the I Ching on the new moon and I wear yellow just because it's Wednesday. So, it's been a weird couple of years. But when you don't have rhythms, we have the days of the week and we have the moon. So, let's all remember, no matter how crazy life gets, we're going to be able to predict where the moon is tomorrow. And no matter what happens tonight, when we wake up tomorrow, it's going to be brighter in the morning, okay? Just don't forget that. Oh, you guys. Man, I was thinking about something, but maybe I won't. Man, are you guys, is everybody pretty much from around here? Like, I see so many locals today. Like applause so everybody online can hear you. Like, if you're from here. Oh, man. And now those of us out of town who came here and moved here. It's a wonderful place. This has been the coolest adventure. So, I used to live out in the middle of nowhere. People from middle of nowhere, I love you. Hello. I know some of you might even be watching. This town, do you know how small this place was? There were 2,000 people in the whole There are 2,000 people in the entirety of Wayne County, Utah. Hello, my friends in Loa and Bicknell. There are 400, 500 people. And when I first moved to this town, I had just moved there from Southern California. From a small town in Southern California, 110,000 people. So I moved to this place, and everybody knew who I was, what house I lived in, and what my job was in town. Everybody said, "Oh, you must be the new theater arts teacher. Oh, I know your sister. Oh, you live in Walmart Brain House." I'm like, "Oh, those things are accurate." Who are you? And they're like, "I figured it out." And it was the craziest thing. I didn't know anybody's name for 3 years. It was just like, your face is smooth. But it wasn't a problem until I needed to call people regarding work. Pardon me? Because every time I asked somebody for their phone number, they'd be like, "Yeah, it's 3286. And that's it. They just give you 4 digits. You guys remember doing that? That's right. You know you did. You know you gave me 4 digits. And I had to go talk to Natalie. You know I did. And I had to say, "Natalie, how do I call someone?" And she goes, "Well, what do you mean?" And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. You know how phones work. I'm like, Like, how do I call somebody? And she goes, well, which town do they live in? There's like a little strand of like 7 towns, like a little string of pearls, right? And there's like all these little towns, and all have their own prefix, I found out. And so she goes, well, if they live in Loa, it's this prefix, and if they live in Bicknell, it's that prefix. And I'm like, well, Natalie, how do I know where they live? And she goes, you'll figure it out. and sure enough, like now, I probably know that whole town's phone book, but man, this is what happened. Man, I gotta make a phone call today. She goes, well, who do you need to call? I said, this one girl. And she goes, well, the number's blah, 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 blah. She knew right off the top of her head. Because she lived there her whole life. And I love that town. But one of the more surprising things was, this is how small that town, I shouldn't tell this story, but it's true, and I'm sorry to my sister who's about to hear it. When I realized that my doorbell was a little bit, well, my doorbell was a little bit racist, and it was a lot racist. I go, ring my doorbell. I had 2 options. It could play Jingle Bells very slowly, painfully slow. Bow, 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 just like that. Or it would go, you hit the doorbell, it goes, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I was like, oh, those are 2 rough options right there. I'm just gonna have to disconnect the doorbell. But you know what? I had a knocker. It was great. I do kind of miss that place sometimes. It was really wonderful. But this has been a good balance of middle of nowhere and civilization. Don't you think? Like we have it all. Yeah. Oh, I miss you nowhere. Are they mad at me on the feed? I'm afraid to look. I'm not gonna let them comment on the live feed. I'm sorry, middle of nowhere friends. Oh man, I got to teach theater arts, and that was a cool experience. I really just want to walk around. I know. I'm like, my story is over here. Oh, let me tell you one. So, you know, it's funny knowing I'm online. This is very awkward. I will have you know, and I will have you know. This is strange. Being online, I'm used to just talking to people in the room and not knowing my mom is listening. You tell different stories when you know your dad can hear too, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm not going to tell that kissing one for sure. Yeah. So I kind of want to put on a hat and sing a song.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Does Fernando know me or does Fernando know me?